Hey WGC fans, today we are going to do a fit with Sam. We're going to be getting her into a new set of irons. She's currently playing a set of irons that I think might be a little bit too soft for her. So we're going to see if we can tune it up and try to get a little bit of improvement out there so she can go out and play a little better golf. My name is AJ Rosati. I am one of our fitters here at Windmill Golf Center, and today we are going to be going through an iron and a driver fitting with Sam. How you doing, Sam?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm well. What's your handicap?
I'm roughly an 18.
Roughly an 18. That's beautiful. So we got some shots in here where we're starting off the iron fit, right? Mm-hmm. I want to see you hit a couple more here. Okay? Tell me a little bit about your iron performance when you're playing golf.
My iron performance, inconsistent.
Okay.
I go left, I go right, I go straight, I go up, I go down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Whole
a lot.
gambit.
All of it. No grass untouched.
Would you consider yourself a high or a low ball hitter, Sam?
I would say a low.
Low ball hitter?
It doesn't really go too high up.
Okay.
But when I hit it good, I feel like it goes the path that it should go. But
okay. So you like the window, right? When you hit it well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. How about holding greens? I imagine being a low ball hitter, probably a hard time hitting greens. Holding greens.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hit a couple more because right now what we're doing is we're building a profile for you. Right. This is going to be something that we do to kind of start figuring out what's going to work and what's not going to work for you. Now, just to be clear, this was a set that was not fit for you, correct?
I mean, it kind of technically was, but it wasn't at any place reputable. So I think they're just more of like, here's a club for you, and just
works for me.
Throws it on you.
You can go ahead and hit a couple more here for me, Sam. I want to make sure you're nice and warmed up before we do our first test here. What we're going to do here, Sam, is, are you familiar with kind of TrackMan, generally how it works and stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So TrackMan's going to be telling me what you're doing. It's going to be telling me what the ball's doing, right? But we still have to get a good starting point. So what I'm doing right now is we are going to do a dynamic test for you after you hit a couple more shots. Okay. This is where this little line is basically going to leave a mark on your club face, and that is going to tell me exactly what's happening, how you're striking it, and what your lie angle is when you strike it, okay? Yeah. So this, based on some of the numbers we're seeing as well, that's where we're going to build our first demos,
cool.
Okay?
Awesome.
All right, let me see your club real quick.
Sad face.
It's straight up and down, which means we're not too bad. However, we're really high on the face. And that's something we can address later. I want to hit one more, Sam. All right, let's take a look at this one. So, same thing. We can see we're a little bit high on the face, but still relatively straight. Let's look at your numbers a little bit here, Sam. What we're seeing here is
a lot.
Club speed, first column right here, right? This is telling me you're swinging 76 miles an hour. It's pretty good, right? Now we know that your club itself is a senior flex or a light flex. In all honesty, you're probably a little bit quick for that because your tempo is fairly quick. Not only is your speed pretty good, pretty aggressive tempo. So we're probably going to have to make some improvements, and that's probably the first place we're going to start. Now the second thing we're looking at here is, this is your smash factor, right? Now we're seeing that you're living on the top of your club face. You're someone who de-lofts a little bit, right? Which is probably to do with the fact that a little bit too soft of a shaft, but also because you're hitting down on it a little bit, right? So this is kind of why we're hitting the ball a little bit lower than we want to. We're going to try to get it higher. Couple things we're going to do in terms of club design to kind of help there, but also we're going to get something, like I said, a little bit stiffer. So smash factor target, we're going to try to get you around 1.3. Currently you're sitting at 1.14. So that means we got to strike it a little bit better. But like I said, I don't think your club's helping you do any favors there, okay? Now, the next one that we are going to look at is kind of get an idea of what this ball is doing. So if we come up here, we are going to see what we know is, right, your carry being 93 yards, your total being 122 yards. Not the worst, but this is where we need to make a lot of improvement. It's too low, right? This is why you're having a hard time stopping the ball, because your landing angle is way too steep. You're actually coming in steeper than most guys are going to hit a driver, okay? Other than that, our spin's really low, but all this stuff we're going to kind of take care of when we get you a club that kind of makes a little bit of sense. So at this point, let's talk a little bit about clubs that you kind of want to see, hope to see, or anything that you really don't care to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty open up to everything. At the end of the day, I think, you know, whatever club helps out the best is the best for me, rather than brands and everything.
Works for me.
But yeah, I would say something maybe that's forgiving, I guess, just because, I mean, at least as of right now, I'm not that consistent from swing to swing, and I want to get better at golf, and this is my next steps to getting there.
Would you say the overall goal for the new set would be if we can get a little bit more consistent, right? Obviously, we got to get it a little bit higher. We're going to hope to stop it a little bit quicker.
Yep.
Are you comfortable with your distance? Like when you really hit it well, or is that something you want to improve on a little bit too?
When I hit it really well, like I'm comfortable with it. Like this is technically my 150 club. I just am not hitting it too nice today. Okay. But I feel like with that number, like I'm totally comfortable with that number.
Okay. That's good, because I think that if most people want to improve, especially when it comes to iron play, I do think that dispersion and knowing where that ball is going to go is going to help far more than a little bit extra yardage in this window, right? I think most better golfers would agree with that.
For sure.
So knowing what the club's going to do, far more important than trying to squeeze out a little extra yardage.
Yeah, for sure.
At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go inside and we're going to build you up some stuff. I'm going to borrow your 7-iron. I'm going to go measure it up, kind of figure out exactly what we're doing. Cool. Very important to kind of start there. We know how you're striking it. So I'll be back in a couple minutes and we'll get this thing going. All right, Sam. So we got 3 iron choices here. Cool. I always like to start off these fittings with 3 choices, and then we kind of build from there, right? I kind of go on each end of the extreme from what I'm thinking for you, and I kind of put one in the middle. So we're going to start off here. This is a Cobra. I'm not going to tell you too much about it. All I'm going to say is I need you to choke up ever so slightly on it, okay? Grip it and rip it.
Pounded.
At least it's consistent, though. That's something like not being...
Now, a couple shots in here. How's the weight feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely stiffer. Oh, I know that's not the question. It is a little heavier, I feel like. But I think what I'm noticing is because it's stiffer, like on impact, like if I hit it bad, just like I can feel it. Yeah, yeah. But like I've also been hitting it better, and it's just a different club, you know, like it's a lot more consistent.
Transitional period, right? You're trying something new for the first time in a while, right? You know, how many rounds of golf have you played this year? Not a ton, right? So you got to get back into it a little bit, but you're growing. I want to see 2 more here, and then we're gonna try another club here.
Cool. There, that felt a little bit better.
That was much better.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave in most of them, right?
Yeah.
These 2 couple ones where it was just you know, big miss. We're going to ignore those for right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So those were all the ones there.
Cool.
Looked like it was about a bit of a misstrike, right?
Yeah.
We're keeping them in here because we have to understand misses are going to happen on the golf course, right? So we got to see where they're going to go. However, right now, I don't want it to convolute the data. Okay. So overall thoughts and opinions on this club. A little bit stiffer. When you miss it, maybe not the best off the face, right? Weight, okay?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about weight-wise. I just, notably it's heavier, but it's not throwing me off too much, I don't think.
Did it feel like it was more work to swing?
A little bit, but it kind of goes back to like when I missed it and felt it, and I felt like I had to really try to push to.
Okay, so the good ones felt pretty good.
The good ones felt good. Like, yeah, no complaints.
Okay. So this is the Mizuno. I want to hand that to her. Just go at it.
Cool.
Again, though, we are going to have to choke down just a little bit on it.
Okay. Oh, bananas.
Don't love this club. This is not a club that I think makes a lot of sense. We're going to try another one here. Now, this one, you're going to have to choke up on just a little bit more. We don't have to put that in there. Okay. But this is a ping iron. So even though this one's got a little bit of extra kind of weight in there, they're going to kind of be messing around with, again, weight profiles. It's probably not going to feel as heavy. Cool. So hit some shots and let's see how we do.
And went up in the air.
That was kind of good.
Well, thank you.
How'd that feel? Just one shot in, I know, but...
Better than the other one. Okay, good. The other one, I felt like I was breaking my elbows, and this one, not so much.
We don't want that. No. It's not a good feeling to have. Go a couple more.
That was cream to the crop, though.
That was awesome.
That was a good shot, Bob.
That was about as good as it gets. That felt
good, yeah. See, like, if I hit it good, I refer to it as like butter. Like, it doesn't, like, the swing, it doesn't take any energy from me. It's just like, it's just flawless.
And the good thing about this club, right, is this one, you're not going to feel like you're overpowering it, right? Yeah. Feels pretty comfortable. Yes. Right? Yes, yeah. Now with your club, sometimes you probably feel like you could overpower it, so you can't lean on it. Like I like to say, you know, when a golfer's swinging, right? Yeah. You know, hey, okay, lean on this one for me, or throw some speed at it, right? Right. Probably can't do that with yours. No. That's the difference.
Yeah. And I definitely feel that. Like I didn't know that before, but as I'm hitting these, I just feel like more in control, like with it.
Yeah. That's what we want, right? Yeah. We want controlled athletic swings. Yeah. But what I don't want you to do is feel like you can't give it an ample amount of speed. Yeah. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That felt good.
That was pretty good.
Wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good.
Sound-wise, that was quite good. Yeah. Smash factor-wise, right out of the middle, 1.33. Remember, my target's 1.3. That's pretty good.
Cool. Stellar. That was primed. That felt good.
That was awesome. All right, so we got everything set up here, Sam. This is what our shots look like when they are, let's say, equivalent in terms of striking kind of a good swing for you, right? Yes, and again, we could look at all that from things like path and all that kind of stuff, okay? Now, going through over here, before we look at the numbers, right, when we bring this up, that paints a pretty clear picture, right? Sure. One of these is doing a lot better than the rest of them. Yes. I think we would both agree that it's the green circle, right? Now, that was the ping that was 1/2 inch shorter than standard with the graphite regular flex shaft, right? And then the standard lie angle. So something kind of equivalent to what you have, except it's a little bit stiffer, a little bit heavier, which is good because you're swinging, I think, a little bit faster. Yeah. But numbers-wise, let's see and make sure we're checking off all the boxes we need to check off. So we look at your numbers. Swing speed, 77. Not bad. Pretty decent smash factor, 133. Again, not bad, right? Ball speed, 103. It's pretty good. We look over here now. Spin, 5,600. That's pretty good, right? A little bit lower than I'd like to see you. But just like I said before, I don't hate the way you hit your club. You hit your clubs pretty well. You can just get it up in the air a little bit. That's going to make it more efficient. Right. So let's go back to these now. Now, we had to take out some ones that you just didn't strike with the Cobra all that well. But if we go back and look at the Cobra, which is the orange, it's a little bit inconsistent for what I'm looking for, right? You know, we got to know what the club's doing. And one of those things is understanding carry number. We want standard deviation and carry to be pretty good. Right. If it's varying by too much, that's going to make it difficult to tell when you have to pull that club, right? So that's not what we want because that's just going to make it more complicated. So your average carry with the Cobra, 117. Your air total, 140. And again, it's because it's coming in a little bit too flat.
Got it.
Right? That's why we're not in love with the Cobra. Now we look at the Mizuno. Mizuno is the blue circle over here. And again, it's not bad, but a little bit more inconsistent than I want. And honestly, your spin is way too low to really make that playable.
Yeah, yeah.
The one that I really want to look at are the two ping clubs. The two ping clubs you actually hit really well, right? Couple of differences between the two. However, I think one definitely shines over the other in two very key factors. Spin number, right? So we're looking at green and pink right now.
Yep.
Spin number on the green one, which is the one that you just hit, right?
Yep.
That's 6,000 with a standard deviation of 500. Your carry is 136 with a standard deviation of 3.4 yards. Really good, right?
For sure.
And then your total is 151. Again, your standard deviation is 4.4.
Right.
Now coming in, we needed to get the ball higher. That was one of the key things for you, right?
Yes.
Not only are we hitting it higher,
Yeah.
we're spinning it more, you're going to have a better chance at stopping and holding greens, you know?
For sure.
Now, it is something, and again, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So to me, this becomes pretty simple, right?
For sure.
Why do we need more spin? It's going to help us, right? You like the feel. I really like the shot shape, right?
Yes.
We're hitting the ball relatively straight to a little bit of a cut, but you play a cut. Now it just makes a little bit more sense,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
I would say overall it's pretty good. Questions for me?
No, I think truthfully coming in, I didn't really know what to expect in the sense where like I felt in my brain, I felt like it was just me. That was the problem, you know? But seeing this, I realized that it's obviously not just me, you know, and clubs really have a huge impact.
There's both parts, right? The club's not going to do all the work, just like the golfer's not going to do all the work, right? You got to kind of have a marriage of both to kind of make it work. And that green circle tells me it's working pretty good.
Stellar, yeah,
so
100%.
I think it's really good. Thanks, WGC fans. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next video.